A few years ago, a behavioral psychologist ran a simple experiment. Two men, same looks, same clothes, same setting, approached women at a social event. The only difference? Two words, just two words, one of them said right at the start. The results were striking. One man was ignored. The other had women leaning in, laughing, wanting more. By the end of this story, you'll understand exactly what those two words are, and more importantly, why they work so powerfully. Welcome back. If you're new here, this space is about understanding the psychology behind human behavior so you can connect, communicate, and live at a higher level. Let's begin with Oliver. Oliver was 29, lived in Manchester, had a solid job, dressed well, nothing out of the ordinary, but nothing lacking either. Yet every time he tried to talk to a woman he liked, things fell flat. He'd walk over, smile politely, and say things like, "Hey, how's your evening going?" Also, "What do you do?" The women would respond kindly enough, maybe even smile, but within minutes, the conversation would fade and they'd drift away. It frustrated him. He wasn't rude. He wasn't awkward. He was doing everything people said you should do. Still, nothing clicked. One evening, his friend Sophie, someone who knew him well, sat him down and said something that changed everything. "Oliver," she said, "when you talk to people, it feels like you're interviewing them. Like I'm sitting in a job interview and you're ticking boxes." That hit harder than he expected, because deep down, he knew it was true. He wasn't connecting. He was performing. That night, something shifted. Oliver decided to stop trying to say the right thing and instead say something real. And that shift came down to two simple words. But before we reveal them, you need to understand why they work. Attraction isn't just about looks. Yes, appearance might spark initial interest, but what keeps someone engaged, what makes them think about you later, is how you make them feel in your presence. There's a fascinating concept in neuroscience called mirror neurons. These are brain cells that cause us to reflect the emotional state of the person we're interacting with. If you feel nervous, tense, or overly focused on impressing someone, they subconsciously pick up on it. They feel it too. But if you're calm, present, and genuinely interested, they feel that as well. That's a difference. Now, here's where it gets powerful. A renowned psychologist, Carl Rogers, built his work around one core idea. People have a deep need to feel understood, not judged, not analyzed, just understood. And the simplest way to create that feeling? Two words. You seem. At first glance, they don't look like much. But psychologically, they do three powerful things. First, they show you're paying attention. In a world where everyone is distracted, being truly noticed feels rare and valuable. Second, they create curiosity without pressure. You're not making a bold claim. You're making a gentle observation. It invites the other person to respond, rather than forcing them to react. Third, they trigger self-expression. People enjoy talking about themselves. It activates reward centers in the brain. When you open that door naturally, they walk through it willingly. But here's the key. It only works when it's specific. Not "you seem nice" or "you seem pretty." That's generic. It's forgettable. Instead, something like, "You seem like someone who enjoys observing more than speaking at first." "Oh, you seem like you've got a story behind that smile." Do you feel the difference? You're not just complimenting. You're noticing. That's exactly what Oliver tried the next time he went out. He was at a small gathering in London. Music was playing softly, people chatting in corners. He spotted a woman standing near the bar, relaxed but slightly distant from the crowd. Instead of his usual lines, he walked up, smiled, and said, "You seem like you're taking everything in rather than trying to be the center of it." She paused, then smiled, genuinely this time. "That's actually true," she said. "I always do that." And just like that, the conversation opened. She started sharing stories about how she preferred observing people, how she once spent an entire evening at an event just watching interactions unfold like a film. Oliver didn't interrupt. He didn't rush. He simply listened. At one point, he added, "You seem like someone who finds meaning in small details most people miss." She looked at him, slightly surprised. "No one's ever said that to me before." By the end of the night, she told him it was one of the most refreshing conversations she'd had in a long time. What happened there wasn't luck. It was something deeper. In psychology, it's called perceptive attunement, the ability to notice and reflect someone's inner world. When someone feels truly seen, the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same one involved in close relationships, trust, and emotional connection. In simple terms, when you make someone feel understood, you create a biological sense of connection. And that's powerful. But there's a warning here. If you use "you seem like" a scripted trick, it won't work. People can sense when something isn't genuine. This isn't about memorizing lines. It's about changing how you see people. Be curious. Pay attention. Notice the small things others ignore. Also, don't make it about appearance. That's easy and overdone. Focus on personality, energy, behavior. That's where real connection lives. And most importantly, listen once the conversation opens. Your role is not to impress, it's to understand. Because at the end of the day, most people aren't looking for someone perfect. They are looking for someone who truly sees them. Be that person. 2 simple words. You seem, but behind them is a completely different way of communicating. And when you use it with honesty, it doesn't just change conversations. It changes connections. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel Batuni_story.